Okay, continuing through this BuzzFeed article, 34 affair partners sharing their side of the story. Okay, story number 3. I was in graduate school and fell head over heels for another student rumored to be engaged to his long-distance girlfriend. He insisted they were on a break when I asked him about it. A break? You mean like in Friends?
We were on a break!
Cut to the moment she called while we were in bed, and he told her he loved her. He thought I was asleep. What a douchebag. Yeah, these long-distance relationships rarely work out. Part of what holds a relationship together is being around each other and being able to express affection face-to-face. She continues, even though I was shocked, I kept the affair going because I wanted to believe they were done and he was in love with me. The classic story from women. The heart wants what the heart wants. Damn the consequences. They broke up 6 months later. She dumped him, and he was officially my boyfriend until he cheated on me with someone else. Yep, there you go. You know, how you get them is how you lose them. If they'll cheat with you, then they will cheat on you. Okay, she concludes this by saying, suffice to say, he was not a one-woman kind of guy. I happen to know that he cheats on his wife. After that, I never again slept with someone in a relationship. What goes around comes around. Lesson learned. Okay, I respect the fact that she owns up to that. Now, in terms of this guy's wife, I mean, I know she probably doesn't want to interfere, but man, maybe some kind of heads up. I mean, she's got to know what kind of douchebag she's married to. Okay, story number 4. My mother had just died when I met an older married student at my university. His wife lived in another city for work. Okay, so you are aware of the fact that this man is married. The first time we met, he told me, there's something special about you. What the? That is creepy. That's like something an old person would say to a young kid they're trying to groom. Anyways, one night we all had too much to drink. Oh, here we go. These damn alcoholics. Alcohol is not a valid excuse. It lowers your inhibitions, but you have to want to do it in the first place. I couldn't drive home. We shared a bed and started sleeping together. It started as filling our sexual needs. Wow. But on weekends, while he was with his wife, he'd call to complain about her. A year later, he talked about leaving her. I encouraged him to try counseling while I backed off. Wow, well that's really sweet of her as the other woman to try to encourage him to work it out. It didn't work, so I started legitimizing that it was over and I wasn't the cause. Jeez. Then I got an STD. Ooh. Well, those are the consequences of sleeping with a married man. I asked him who he'd slept with. He denied it. Well, of course. He's a cheater and a liar. After weeks of questioning, he admitted he'd gotten drunk and slept with someone. These damn alcoholics. I then started getting horrific emails from an anonymous account. I assumed it was his wife and tracked the IP address. It was another woman. He told me he saw his children when he was with her. So there you go. She was just one of the many in this adulterous rotation. There were 4 women he was sleeping with. His wife, me, and 2 other women. Geez, this guy was active. Prior, there had been talk of us getting married and what our life would look like. Okay, so this guy sold you a story to get you into bed. Admittedly, things started to change as I began working through my grief over my mother. I became less needy and didn't need to fill a void. All 4 of us, the women he was sleeping with, were vulnerable for various reasons. As soon as I started doing the grief work and was no longer as vulnerable, he moved on to someone else. He was only attracted to women in some sort of crisis. We used each other, but in different ways. He's now married to the woman who'd been emailing me. I dodged a bullet with him. Wow, so that other woman who knows that this guy is married and has been sleeping with a rotation of women went on to marry this guy anyways. Yeah, he definitely targets low self-esteem women for sure. Okay, she concludes this. I am ashamed of how I acted and had to work hard to forgive myself, but it's a process. I know in other people's minds, I'm still that other woman. Well, that's true. I went to counseling to understand why I acted the way I did, but it doesn't make what I did right. Okay, I respect the ownership there. I am a changed person now, and in some ways that experience sobered me up, figuratively and literally. I am now a grief counselor because grief, if not processed well, can make people do some effed up shit like I did. That's actually a good point. I mean, people process grief differently, and for some, it can lead them to go down a dark path.